It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. Bringing them out, a guy who's top 30 all-time in yards and touchdowns. Not bad for a fourth-round pick back in 2012. Captain Kirk Cousins.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. One touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
When you look at this defense, it's quite a unit. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Throwing, Cousins. This is White on the screen. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. A gain of 4, not enough, and it looks like punt time on their opening drive as it's 4th down. Here's the veteran punter Lee as he sends this one away. This is brought in at the 21. No, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle.
It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by the youngster, the rookie, their QB.
And coming up of an early season open week. And in this situation, what he told us when we sat down with him was he spent a lot of time working on fundamentals, kind of getting back to basics during that time, as opposed to having to worry about healing up or resting up. It's too early in the season. Get back to the basics, get his game going again.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. Well, this defense for the Niners, they were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
Ball placed at the 45 for... Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. McCaffrey running up the middle. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here is 3rd and 5. Looking to throw. Nix. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. Throwing on 1st down. Nix. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Monarchs get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback. Back out there comes the 49ers offense, ready for their second drive. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession. Let's see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how the defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, get a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. Cousins now. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11. They run straight ahead here with White. We'll get this up to about the 44. When you look at this defense, they currently sit at number 4 in the NFL in terms of stopping the run.
And I've loved watching this unit on tape because throughout this season, I've seen them do all the right things. They're about as talented a group as I've seen, and they know how to stop the run.
And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down limit. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On third down, Cousins. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
On fourth down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. And we checked the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you head down the stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher with this beginning.
Up we got McCaffrey. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Dexter Lawrence that time in on the stop. Another run with McCaffrey on second down. And he'll be taken down at the 18. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a third at about 7 left.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
Let's one go downfield for Pierce. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. On fourth down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. Back deep, Khalif Raymond. And it's fielded at the 34. It's a 45-yard punt, then 8 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd and 13 forthcoming. Cousins. Short pass caught by Henry. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
To throw is Cousins. Here's White. They set up the screen. And he'll get this up near midfield, but that's still a few yards shy of the first down. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
You can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
Stopped on the play by Connor Gordon. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league and converting on 3rd down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, 3rd down conversions. So they got one there. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Lets one go downfield for Pierce. And that's caught inside the 30. And a huge play that time. 42 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Nix delivers another one to Pierce. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. This 2nd and 4. Back to throw. Nix. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
This goes to the goal line. You got to be very careful with the offense calls rub routes. When I call a pick trying to screen you off from your coverage, does a nice job of avoiding that and helping force an incompletion.
They'll look to throw again. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the 2nd quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Back to throw again. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Max Crosby blowing up the play and getting the sack. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun. Nix. And it'll be intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the 49ers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. And the defense, Charles, they bent a little bit, but they did not break. And then on 3rd and goal there, the huge interception.
Think of the momentum they're carrying with them right now, Brandon, because in their mind, whether they want to admit it or not, they were conceding 3 points. Their goal was to keep them out of the end zone, not give up a touchdown. Instead, they give up nothing. What a big-time play and a big-time stop by them.
Following the interception, Cousins. And that one to the right side and incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
A second down throw for Cousins. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Cousins to throw it. And incomplete. A drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
To the air again, it's Cousins. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
Taking it about the 16. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success at least so far here in the second quarter. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Looking to throw. Nix. Oh, he'll take a shot from McCaffrey downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Fielded just inside the 30. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And the Niners ready to go on offense for the final time of this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
2nd and 10.
Here's Cousins.
That's into the hands of Khalif Raymond.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Again, it's Cousins.
Completes this to Addison out left.
Now a timeout called with 3 seconds to go. And, of course, they're in field goal range in the final seconds of this first half. And his kick here is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Well, the good news, at least they won't take that goose egg into the locker room. Maybe a little something to build on.
Yeah, it hasn't been the greatest of first halves for them, has it? But at least now, as you mentioned, they put some points on the board. And it's been funny in our experience watching games. Sometimes something as little as a field goal can change the fortunes of the team, and they could come out and look real sharp in the second half.
So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point. Well, we'll move right through the break then, skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the second half. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. On 1st and 10, Nix. Throw left side, McCaffrey's got it. No gain on the screen there. It's second down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
A throw over the middle, taken in. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
From the gun on third down, Nix. And that's caught inside the 35. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. A gain of 37. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Again, he'll drop to throw. This is caught. Touchdown. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Monarchs add 6 to their lead. Well, Charles, kind of the future of this franchise on display right there. You had a rookie throwing it, a rookie catching it, and taking it into the end zone.
Can you imagine if we were in the owner's box right now? We could look at the front office and see the grins on their faces to see the present making plays and knowing what the future will bring with these youngsters.
going out and making big-time moments happen for this team.
And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out.
Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half.
And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Now Cousins.
Throw right side, going to be taken in by Henry.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Now a give up the middle. This is White, and he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
To throw, Cousins.
And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Cousins. And that will be incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
13 yards, the tally on the return there. And they will take over 1st and 10. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
From the gun on 3rd down, Nix. And this one is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They go right back to White here on 1st down. And, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
2nd and 10.
Throwing is Cousins.
This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Throwing, Cousins. In trouble, and he's taken down.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. A third and long, you knew that he was going to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been a surprise, but that was perfect execution of their nickel defense. That fifth defensive back, the extra defender, he really tightened up things downfield in coverage, and they were able to get to him in the pocket.
Here's the veteran punter Lee as he sends this one away. This is fielded at the 27. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Now they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way. Take some time off the clock.
We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
That sure looked like a nice call by the defense, and they were very cohesive in their coverage. As soon as he cut inside, they broke on the football and met him as the ball got there and forced the incompletion.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Flush to his right. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down. Off the play fake. Nix. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. On first down, Nix. Touchdown! Alec Pierce, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Monarchs are closing in on a 4-1 start as they extend their fourth quarter lead. Another touchdown through the air for them, and for this rookie quarterback at the helm, he has put them in a great position, Charles, to get the victory in this one.
He's absolutely taken charge. Every touchdown for them has come via his arm. 0 rushing touchdowns, no special teams, no defensive scores. All him throwing the football. He's in cruise control right now, and so is his team.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback. The 49ers settling in for their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter. First down. Here's Cousins. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive.
They'll throw again. Cousins.
Right back to Henry, and Henry's got it again.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Cousins. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And as a result, possession switches hands. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll make it 2nd down. Back to throw. Nix toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Little short pass here to Hill. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
Now it looks like he'll throw here.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Christian Harris. And the Niners are going to have it here just past the 25.
Those INTs all sting, but you throw one in the red zone. I think especially as a rookie, maybe it stings a little bit more.
I think what you're saying is they don't all count the same, do they? Right? Interceptions in the red zone that you've given up points now, those are precious. So you have to learn from those and in a hurry.
Meanwhile, Cousins throw into the hands of Henry here.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A 1st down throw for Cousins.
Pass complete to Addison.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Cousins now from the 50. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Again, it's Cousins. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Henry. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Cousins now to throw on 1st down.
Throw caught by
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. Cousins on 1st down.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
On third down, Cousins. He's got his target. That's complete. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. To the air again, it's Cousins. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Riley Moss. And now nothing but green ahead of him. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And that pick six, that was the first turnover forced by the defense in this ballgame, CD.
And what's even better is when they finally forced one, they kept the effort up and were able to return it for a score. They could hear their defensive coaches saying to them, hey, getting the interception's great. Can you do more with it? Turn it into a big play. And they did exactly that.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. And San Francisco gets set to go here. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear.